Hello there, YouTube. It is your boy, B3, back with another kicking, you guessed it, action figure review. Today's review is over a pretty cool guy. It is the McFarlane Toys Doom Eternal Doomslayer Ember Skin. Yeah. So this guy's pretty cool. I've been wanting a Doomslayer in my collection for a while. Passed on McFarlane ones just several times because they didn't look like they were the most posable guys. But McFarlane's really grown on me recently. I've reviewed a lot of McFarlane toys. Last figure I reviewed was McFarlane's Haunt from their Spawn line. And now I'm like, you know what? I need a Doom guy. They're making Doom guys in the scale I like. This guy, I got him when he came out. He was affordable. Plus this all, I really like the fire effects. That really sold me on it. And Doom 2016 is one of my favorite games. It's not even the type of game I normally play, and it's still one of my favorite games. Never played Eternal because reasons. A lot of stuff happened, and then I just never ended up getting it when I wanted it. So, yeah, let's take a look at this guy. I can't really compare him to other Doom figures because I don't have any, but he is sculpted and painted really well. The figure definitely has that going for it. The flame has a lot of different paint in it, and it's kind of translucency. You know, I love that translucency. He's got his blaster here, his big old Predator shoulder cannon. Very cool, real bulky guy with his big shoulder pads. Just hands that could crush your head like a little grape. Really like the flame on the blade. And the blade does detach, so you don't have to have the blade displayed. But once you get it in there, it stays in pretty well. You know, I wouldn't worry too much about it falling out. Very cool guy, fully painted on the back. Detail on the bottom of the feet. He looks good. He looks good. I am going to go ahead and talk about accessories, since I already showed you this one. But he also has a big old blasty boy right here. And it goes into his hand pretty well. Just pop it in, the finger goes right in a little trigger. The issue is it falls out of his hand like really easily, and I want to display him with it, but because it's like a decent accessory, decently painted, you know, good sculpt. The issue is I don't want it to fall out of his hand and get lost, or my cat take it or something. But also, I can't super duper pose him the way I want due to his thickness, because I can't really get his arms together. You see that? You can't get his arms together, so he can't kind of put his other hand here. And while I do know that Doom Guy is strong and skilled enough to one-hand a shotty, I don't want to do that. It doesn't look as good. It looks awkward. You know what I mean? So I'm just not going to display him with this because I can't get him in the pose I want. And he also has with a regular McFarlane stand with the Doom logo. And speaking of the pose I want, let's talk about articulation. We've got up and down on the head. It's actually better than I thought it would be. He's hindered a bit by because he's got this back thing here. That's character design, but still, I mean, look, that's pretty good. They really just left him hollow in there, which is, you know, good because it really can get that head moving around more than a lot of toy companies would have it move. That neck brace would hinder a lot more in most toy companies, and you know, props to McFarlane for that. And then there's a lot of articulation on his cannon shoulder. There's, you know, that ball right there. Forward and back here. You know, another ball here. So you can pose that cannon around a lot. And the shoulder pads have articulation to kind of keep them out of the way. You know, this double ball peggy here. And then you've got pretty limited articulation on the arms, honestly. You've got up and down, but it's not the best. Forward and back, but there's, you know, still the shoulder in the way, even though it hinders less. It's not the best here. He doesn't have, like, if you look in his arms, he doesn't have the. See, this is another McFarlane figure. Where is it? You can't really see it well on this guy. You can see it really well on Haunt, though. See that joint right there? He doesn't have those, which is a detriment to his figure. But I think it's just because he's so thick, maybe? I don't know. Or if this is like some older parts that are being reused. Not sure what's up with that. Once again, this is my first Doom figure. And then there's a single joint here, once again I guess just because he's so thick. Forward and back on the wrists, that doesn't go that far, and a rotation. Pretty cool. I don't like that both his hands are holding hands when you can't get both the hands on his gun, by the way. I wish this one would have been a fist hand or have interchangeable hands or something. But oh well. The torso moves extremely well. And then the waist moves, but like it's so covered up that it's hard to actually get it to do it. But you can do most of it with the torso anyways, so it doesn't really matter. In and out on the legs, forward, back, you know, pretty good. So the rubber cover. Kind of a little wobble. Then you've got that big old single bend right there. He actually does have a knee swivel, which is something I'm not used to seeing on McFarlane, I feel like. So that's pretty interesting that they gave us a knee swivel. And then he's got a really weak forward and back on his little feet. Kind of a side to side. I can't really get terribly much going on ankle-wise. He's just too thick and there's too much around it down here. But he does have the peg holes. So articulation, honestly, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his articulation. His arms can't come together to hold his weapon. His feet, you know, they don't really have the ankle pivoty stuff. Like, yeah, he's got that great head articulation, and his blaster up here articulates and stuff, but I feel like the two places where it's really needed the most is where it's lacking the most. So that's not grand for me. Anyways, let's get the size comparisons. Let's put Doomguy right here. Alright, Doomslayer. Now, as I said, I don't have any other Doom figures to compare him with, but I do have some figures that I'm going to show alongside him. First up, here's the McFarlane Deluxe Spawn with Throne, who I have reviewed. I think watching the Doom guy try to tear his way through the Spawn universe would be pretty cool. You know, I think Doom guy would be right at home in the Spawn universe. To be completely honest with you, that would be really cool to see. So let's make that happen, comic book community. Anyways, they look excellent together. They are the same scale. Doom guy's much bigger and bulkier, but he should be because he's the friggin' Doomslayer. So let's move Spawn to the side. And then we'll throw in Haunt. This is another Venom clone that's in the Spawn universe. I've actually reviewed the first 3 volumes of the 5-volume Haunt run. And I've reviewed which is the entire Kirkman run. So definitely check that out on this channel if you'd like. And I'm going to review the last 2, obviously. But yeah, they look good together as well. Perfect. Now, one more Spawn figure. This is a Mega figure, and the last Spawn figure I own. It is the Violator Mega Fig. He's very large. But hey, Doomguy has fought bigger. He's fought bigger demons, you know? I think that would be a sick fight, honestly. I can see it now. Violator getting pissy because Doomguy won't like talk to him. Kind of like, I don't know. Like you remember in Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker gets mad because Batman Beyond's laughing at him. He's like, Batman doesn't laugh. Maybe be like almost the opposite of that, like the reverse. It'd be really funny. But yeah, that's really cool. So that's all my Spawn figures, but I'm going to show them with an Undead DC figure from McFarlane. It's the one you saw a second ago. The Black Lantern Firestorm, or Deathstorm as he's called in Brightest Day. The figure is called Deathstorm, even though it's a Blackest Night figure. Pretty cool. I'm not going to lie though, Deathstorm could take him. I mean, so could, like, Spawn, almost certainly. But while I feel like he could give Spawn a run for his money, Spawn has some serious power. But Deathstorm could take him. I'm sorry. He could transmute organics. I mean, come on. So yeah, we're just gonna take him and like him right on out of here. And then I just want to kind of show him with like a standard Marvel Legend, just so you can kind of get the feel, you know. So here he is with the Marvel Legends Mark 1 Spider Armor Spider-Man. Yeah. I mean, Doomguy is huge, and they are actually different scales. Like, because the Spider-Man here is a 6-inch scale, Doomguy is like a 7-inch scale, but Doomguy is such a big, thick dude that, like, I'm not even mad. Especially if you say it's like a younger teenage Spider-Man. Hey, whatever, dude. But yeah, that's just what he looks like with other figures. And I'll probably get another Doom figure down the line. Not super sure I need another Doom guy. Maybe if I see a Doom Slayer I really like. But I do want, what's that guy called from Doom Eternal? The Marauder? Once again, I haven't played it. But I do love Doom 2016, and I have a bunch of other Doom games, but I need Eternal on the Switch so badly. But that's it. My final thoughts on the McFarlane Doom Eternal Doom Slayer with Ember skin. Honestly, he's not my favorite. He could be a lot better. Like, if you're just gonna have him on the shelf in this vanilla pose like this, sure. But if you want to pose him up dynamically, dynamic poses, he's not gonna be the best at it. He's just not. And I'm sorry. He's not gonna be able to pose super well with his gun. I don't know why so many of these figures have gone just skyrocketed in price. I guess because a lot of them are the only one of their kind for like a certain Doom guy look and stuff. But I mean, like, the head articulation and blaster articulation are great. This accessory is great. And, you know, the stand is the stand, but he could be better. I feel like this is the level of toy McFarlane would have given us years ago. We deserve a little better than what this Doom guy is. Once again, detail and paint is great. Accessories are fine. I do wish he would have come with maybe a fist hand for this hand since he can't put his arms together, but nah. I mean, how many Doom action figure lines do we have to choose from, right? But even since it's the only line, that doesn't mean I'm going to lie to you about it either. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Tell me what you think of the McFarlane Doom line. Let me know if there's any Doom figures better than this guy that I should check out, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye for now.